Alrighty, so what were those numbers, bro?
I kind of suck. So I had a 445 squat. It's definitely IPF depth.
What does that mean?
260 hip crease below kneecap. 260 bench, paused. Bench is so bad, but whatever. And deads, I went 2 for 3, so I hit 530, which is technically 2-pound PR and whatnot. Then I went for 550, and I just missed it because, well, my form wasn't great, right? Still working on it, but basically what happened is my overhand, because I pulled mixed, and my, so this hand got right above my knee, and this one stayed below, and then the bar tipped to the left, I tipped to the left, and I tried to pull it back, and I fell over. So you'll see it, it's kind of funny, but that's what happened as far as my lifts go. It was overall pretty solid. I think it was like 1235 total or something like that. Which
Next, we're going to ask Chuck his top 5 tips for powerlifting success.
Tip number 1, follow your programming. Don't be an idiot and go max out every time. There's a time for testing. There's a time for building strength through sub-max work and doing random shit. Otherwise, programs would not be invented. Right?
So does your programming include drinking a lot before your sessions?
Yes. A lot of vodka. No.
Hydration is key.
Put a lot of focus into technique. Okay, powerlifting is not ego lifting. Okay, it's not just deadlift is not ripping some shit off the floor. Squatting, make sure you're squatting to competition depth. There's a time for touch and go, and it depends how you feel about mixing touch and go bench with pause bench. I like to do touch and go a good amount of the time. Everything, always focus on technique. There's always shit to work on. If you don't have apps like Coach's Eye and you're not looking at your lifts through angles, if you're creating unnecessary moment arms, doing shit of that nature, you're not doing what you can to be the best. Download that app, Coach's Eye. Make sure you're looking at your lifts and always be looking to improve technique. Okay? It's about hard work and how good can you get at using your leverages to your advantage. And everybody knows it's important, but it's underrated. And just to clarify, my technique sucks. It's great, nope. Sucks ass, okay? It is really important, and it's, especially with my deadlift right now, it's like, it's everything. Well, technique work is not 50% for triples, okay? The only way to truly get some decent technique practice is probably gonna be singles with, I would say, 80% or higher. You practice technique with heavy loads, because at the end, when you're in a meet, you're gonna be hitting a max attempt effort, and you have to have that technique on point when you're doing maximum loads. Diet. So if you're a powerlifter, everybody knows you're going to want to be as fat as possible, get that gut hanging out. Okay,
oh, yeah.
So I'm going to say eat everything in sight. Milkshakes, burgers, fries, all the time to the maximum. Got to get to 300 pounds. It's basically fat ass or bust.
So if it fits your macros for me, IIFYM means if it fits your macros. Does that mean for you it'd be if it fits in your
mouth?
Yes.
Pause.
Great.
Okay, no, but really though, nutrition tips. It kind of depends on where you are for your body fat. So everybody has like a general body fat percentage-ish. Body fat percentage doesn't matter. I'm not saying that, just using body fat percentage as a gauge. That's where your body's gonna wanna be. Like any bodybuilder that's in the off-season, powerlifter knows that you're just not food focused at a certain body fat percentage that's your leanest. Generally, for most people, for powerlifters, it's gonna be probably between like 10-16% where you're gonna wanna float, and it just depends on your genetics. And you basically bulk and cut between those, and if you want to do a maintenance phase, basically I've been the same weight for I don't know, 6 months or so. So I'm basically doing a maintenance lean bulk because I don't want to put on any necessary body fat, just like a bodybuilder, just like a
so maintenance. So you want to stick around maintenance / a little bit above to gain, but you're not really
cutting. So basically
macro
you're
focused.
Always going to be right around maintenance. If you're doing anything, it's always slow. It's not big change. It's not like, oh shit, so now I'm going to do a 20-pound cut in 8 weeks. No, don't do that. Oh, you're bulking, bulk slow. Stick between those body fat percentages that you'll know. You'll be like, I'm getting kind of fat here. This is a little bit unnecessary. Or getting kind of lean, quite food focused. Performance is suffering a little bit. Eat a little bit more. So the reason why powerlifters don't want to just necessarily get fat, like, you'll see overall, like the fat powerlifters or whatnot, they're probably great squatters and benchers, but deadlift's probably not very impressive, just because the leverage just doesn't really fit, right? If you're bent over, especially in a conventional deadlift right here, and you got all this mass of extra fucking fat flubber hanging out, probably not gonna work into your advantage. Most great deadlifters are lean. Look at Kaylor Woolam, Yuri Belkin, Drew Ottaway.
Drew.
Yeah. They're lean. If you get fatter, your bench is probably going to go up. Like, bench is quite correlated with body weight. Can't really bounce it. I mean, you can sink it into your chest and show control and pause and then use that flubber, but it's not, you can't just.
So is the key to eat like pasta so it has more of a like a bungee jump off the stomach?
How to bulk and cut is simply just you manipulate your macronutrients. There's nothing else to that. Let's just talk about working up in a mesocycle and the way I like to do it. Keep in mind, okay, lifters all around the world do all different types of periodization, and every single lifter, top class, that has done different shit works well for them. Okay, you can't go heavy all the time. Well, there's lifters that do Bulgarian method and are damn good with it. Lifters like JP Cauchy, always doing like really sub-max work, sub-max volume work. That's generally what I do. There's different ways to do it. There's DUP, some type of linear progression periodization. That's cool. Okay, there's no secret programming. It's just make sure you do something and stick to it. So basically, general rule, start your mesocycle week 1 on, it should be easy. It should be pretty easy, and you should have a lot of room to work up through a 3 to 6, maybe 8 week block. And you work up in mainly volume, because volume is the main contributor of hypertrophy, strength, therefore. Mesocycle, start low, work your way up in volume, maybe touch intensity a little bit, and move that up as well, but then keep on bouncing up volume, more volume, more volume, more volume. Eventually, fatigue will catch up with volume, and you'll be on the edge of basically not even being able to present an overload because fatigue is so high. Then what happens, you deload, and then after the deload, you either test your new gains for strength gains, as I like to do, or you can just start another mesocycle. Again, lots of other ways to do it. And generally also, find a weak point and hammer. So